Coming up on AC 24/7, President Biden heads to Capitol Hill to deliver his 2023 State of the Union address. Plus, the House and Senate are scheduled to have separate hearings on the suspected Chinese spy balloon. And rescuers race against time in Turkey as the extreme cold endangers survivors that are trapped under the rubble. Hey there, welcome to AC 24/7. I'm your host, Lamar Baldwin. President Joe Biden is set to deliver the 2023 State of the Union address, setting the stage for his potential 2024 presidential campaign. Tyrese Nichols' family is said to be present for this important address. The Advocate Channel's Chris Nugent reports.
Tonight on Capitol Hill, President Joe Biden will present to what could be his largest television audience of the year.
The American people are going to hear directly from the president tonight about what we've accomplished in the first 2 years, but also about the path forward, about how we're going to keep building on that progress, how we're going to finish the job.
Biden's State of the Union speech will likely focus on the economy and national security, among other topics, as his agenda faces Republican opposition.
Cuts to Medicare and Social Security, they are off the table. Defaulting on our debt is not an option, but neither is a future of higher taxes, higher interest rates, and an economy that doesn't work for working Americans.
The address comes as many Americans push for sweeping gun and policing reform in the wake of two recent national tragedies. Expected in the audience are the parents of Tyree Nichols, the man who died on January 10th after Memphis police stopped him for an alleged traffic violation and brutally beat him. Also invited is 26-year-old Brandon Tsai, the man who disarmed a gunman as he attempted to attack a second location near Los Angeles during a Lunar New Year celebration on January 21st. Ahead of tonight's address, U.S. Capitol Police are ramping up security, including the addition of a non-scalable fence around the Capitol grounds.
It's a sad state of affairs if this is not just a State of the Union and a message to Congress, but it's being done in almost a fortress.
But moving forward, expect a call for compromise in advancing the nation's business.
And showing that we can come together, even in a narrowly divided government like we're facing now.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
The suspected Chinese spy balloon is grounded, but it's still metaphorically hovering over the United States, especially Washington, D.C. President Joe Biden said Monday that the takedown of the balloon didn't damage the U.S.'s relationship with China. According to the Pentagon, at least 3 other suspected Chinese spy balloons entered continental U.S. airspace during the Trump administration. Sources said the Senate and the House are scheduled to hold separate classified briefings on the balloon. Japan's Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary says officials are now looking at potential links between the suspected spy balloon and the U.S. and flying objects that were reported to have flown over Japan in the past. In Turkey, international aid is rushing in as the death toll from the earthquake and its aftershocks rise to more than 5,200. Numerous aftershocks rattled the region, many people too scared to stay inside their homes. They've been forced to sleep on the streets in freezing temperatures. The Advocate Channel's Becky Anderson reports.
We are in a suburb of Gaziantep known as Ibrahimili, and what you can see behind me is a building that is completely collapsed. And as we've been watching, what they're doing is getting ready for what they hope is an extraction. But unfortunately, there were 15 people in this building. They've been able to rescue 3. The other 12 remain inside, as we understand it, and they are very concerned now that they may not be pulling anybody further out alive. But the hope does remain. It's 36 hours after the original earthquake struck, of course. It was 4:30 in the morning, bitterly cold here, as it is now. And so these teams have been working around the clock. The fear is, of course, hypothermia. These people have effectively frozen to death if that's the case. But as I say, there is still some hope. So you can see that there's a digger now, and let me open up the shot for you. The digger is going in. It is in that position there that they believe that they may, just may, have some sign of life. So obviously the work is painstaking, it is slow, and for those here, including the mother of one child who is believed to be under that rubble, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
People who have 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks a day lower their risk for developing dementia, but doctors say don't rush to the liquor store just yet. Researchers in South Korea studied nearly 4 million people. They found those who said they had 1 or 2 drinks a day consistently over time were up to 21% less likely to develop dementia than people who never drink. Alcohol consumption is complicated though. It can be a risk factor for breast and other cancers. Drinking too much can increase the risk for dementia. It can also contribute to digestive problems, heart and liver disease, hypertension, stroke, and a weak immune system over time. Control over Disney's Orlando area theme parks may soon go to a board chosen by Governor Ron DeSantis. The first Marvel release of the year is here. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is set to release February 17th, and we caught up with some of the stars to chat about the film.
You know, I think the first 2 Ant-Man movies really focused a lot on family and the relationship between parents and kids, and I think that is definitely true in this one. I mean, the situation is a little different and it gets a little crazy, but I think those themes are constant.
I'm trying to stay as calm as possible, but I'm extremely excited. My family's here, my team's here, Kang is here officially, so it's something to celebrate.
Making this movie was so much fun that now getting to celebrate it, it feels like the perfect excuse to bring all the same energy that we had when we were on set to a party. Like, this is amazing. I see fans lined up around Westwood. People are so excited, and I have to tell everybody, making this, the parts of it that I got to be present for, being with these incredible people, was so much fun. I had so much joy making it that I feel like if people in the theater even get a fraction of that, they're going to be in for one of the best movie-going experiences they've had in a very long time.
It's cool to see yourself or see a character you play out in the world like that, you know, that it touches people on a pretty deep level, you know, and they haven't even seen the movie yet.
Well, nobody has fans like Marvel has fans, and my God, I was coming in and seeing so many people dressed as not just all different kinds of Avengers, but really going for like deep cuts, and I saw a few Baskin Robbins Scott Langs. I saw one person dressed as Anthony the Ant from the first Ant-Man movie. So it was very gratifying for me to see, you know, the real love that people have for Ant-Man, and they're dressing up as, you know, characters that weren't even on the call sheet.
That's right. And then right here.
The Advocate Channel is celebrating Black History Month. Today, we want to spotlight American poet, novelist, and playwright Countee Cullen. Countee Cullen was one of the lead poets in the Harlem Renaissance era. Cullen was successful amongst both Black and white cultures, and the second Black person to win the Guggenheim Fellowship. Cullen spent the last years of his life teaching middle school and writing for the theater, and has been listed as one of the 100 greatest African Americans. Thank you for joining us for AC 24/7. For more content that advocates to you, go to advocatechannel.com and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Lamont Baldwin.